I want you guys to see something. I want you to see what control looks like. Because it's interesting how, for 2 days across New Jersey, New York, whatever, there's a heat wave. And on top of that, there's this wildfire that comes down from the north during those 2 days. And all of a sudden, when the heat wave is over, all of a sudden the smoke just disappears. But I want you to see how the control mechanism being used here is a psychological one. Look how, and I want you to pay close attention. Look how they're saying today, July 16th, there will be another increase. Just think about that for a second. Just let that meditate. There will be another increase. How are they able to know that? And the average person would say, oh, it's technology, right? How are they able to know that? How are they able to know that there's going to be another increase? We can't go past this because the only way they're able to say this is if there's a plan and it's scheduled. Not only that, but if we drop down here, we'll see that they start going into wearing masks. Hold on, let me erase that real quick, and we're just gonna let's scroll down here, and you'll see that they wanting you to wear masks. Just think about that. That was the whole point, is to put your mask on. Sorry, I'm still learning how to use this thing. Hold on for a second. Oops. Uh-oh. Hold on, I gotta figure this out. Okay, we figured it out. So this is the most interesting of it all, is when they start talking about this again. They always want you to go back to wearing this. The Pampers, the muzzle, with the use of the smoke. Look how they're giving directives here. Look at the directives that they're giving. This is what they want you to do. Check the air quality. Limit your activities. You tell me what they're doing, right? Do this. Do this. They're telling you what to do, which means that they know they have control because they use the smoke. Now, people may think I'm crazy right now, right? They may say, oh, Yokas, it's a forest fire. The smoke is... Stop for a second. Just stop. That's all the way in another country. How in the world is this smoke able to travel all these miles? Now, I've seen fires before, right? I've seen fires. And before I go into this, I also want to say that, look, they're telling you where to go to get your information. Stay informed. Sign up to this. This is what they're telling you to do because they're controlling you. You have never been outside of control. You have always been under control. You have never been above control. Ever since you were birthed into this world, you have never been above control. You have always been under control because this is what they tell you to do. This is what they're informing you. They say, sign up to our system that monitors our system. They want you to play make-believe here. But listen, when does smoke travel all the way across from Canada to New Jersey? When has that ever when when do you what do you know smoke? Like we've seen house fires before, right? And you've seen the house fire, and the house fire smoke when when a house is having a fire, the smoke dissipates as it goes off into the distance. And people will say, "Oh, it's a collective amount of smoke from the forest fire and this and that other." You tell me, when does smoke travel for over 9 hours? Unless this is another way that this is something else that they're using to control the population and to get them to do what they want. Because in order for them to get them to, in order for them to get, they want to get you to do what they want so they can do other things. Like, say, for an example, if I want to rob you, I have to first deceive you. Okay? I have to deceive you in order to rob you. All right? I have to play some sort of deception. Do you not think for a second that you're being deceived right now? Forest fire or no forest fire, do you not think for a second that you're being deceived? Or are these people telling you, yeah, we really care about you? We really, if that is the case, right? Why are you telling me to wear this? That's all. That's all we want to know. Why are you telling me to wear this? Why does everything always go back to this? Why does everything always go back to that? Everything always goes back to that. Then this. Limit your activity. Like they really care. Like they really care about your activities and your health. Once you once you understand how for 2 days we have a heat wave all of a sudden out of nowhere, and then during those 2 days we have smoke coming down that's traveling for hours and hours and hours and never dissipating or never dissolving or anything like that, traveling all the way out in the ocean and whatnot, as if it is being controlled. But once you get past that, then this whole video makes sense.